If you're a parent looking to help your children get into the property market, then this case study is one for you. Clients and their daughter were looking to help the daughter get into the property market. The daughter had a modest income and next to nothing in savings, meaning that she wasn't in a position to buy a home herself. So the parents were looking to help her to do this, and they devised a plan. They bought a property in joint names. The daughter took out the loan that she was able to get based on her own income, and the parents separately took out a loan for the balance secured against property that they owned. This enabled the daughter to buy a property and get into the property market. Now, a decade later, the clients were looking to retire, and as part of which they wished to release the equity that was in the property that they'd bought jointly with the daughter. So they set about looking to refinance the daughter's loan so that she could borrow enough to pay out the parents and own the property entirely on her own. The problem was, her income hadn't improved sufficiently to allow her to do that. So the parents were faced with a conundrum: to sell the property in total and give the daughter her share, or to sit tight for a period longer. The parents decided to sit tight and wait, and 5 years later, they revisited the situation, with the daughter now in far stronger financial position and able to get a loan to take over the property on her own. The strong positive in this case study was that the parents were able to help the daughter get into the property market far earlier than she would otherwise have been able to on her own. And the result was that she's been able to benefit from 15 years of capital appreciation in the property that she would otherwise have missed out on. But pursuing a strategy like this is not without concerns or risks. In this case, the parents were tying up a significant sum of money, which they had to borrow, in a property which they couldn't then get access to when they wanted to. Now, they could have forced the daughter to sell the property to realise their share of the investment, but doing that would have gone against the initial motivation and goal in undertaking this endeavour. So it was something they were really reluctant to do. When buying a property with someone else, whether it be a child, a sibling or a friend, you need to understand that there are personal considerations that are always going to come into play. So before proceeding, make sure that you ask yourself and your co-purchaser some really key questions, and these would include: how dependable and trustworthy is the person that you're going to buy with? How thoroughly have you discussed with your co-purchaser what their immediate and medium-term plans are? What's their exit strategy? How long do they plan to hold the property for? And is that in alignment with your own goals? If one of you wants to sell, what is the process? Does the other one have the first opportunity to buy the half of the property, or do you then just have to sell the entire property? How will you resolve any differences that come up? And what happens if the relationship deteriorates and you're unable to work through these things and agree on it? Try and set a plan of action to deal with that before it becomes an issue. And how will you manage if your plans are disrupted due to unforeseen circumstances like illness or injury that impact upon your ability to repay the loan or your co-purchaser's ability to repay the loan? The more significant the investment, the greater the need for caution. If your comfort in retirement would be fundamentally impacted if this transaction doesn't go to plan, then you really need to exercise great caution before proceeding. And I hope you found this case study of interest as you consider your plans to help with the co-purchase. I'm Tim Gasper, founder of Hatch Financial Services, helping people to hatch their future.